When my son Oliver was born, I used to tiptoe into his bedroom and stand there watching over his crib just to make sure he was still breathing. And that's because back in my day, we would have to hold a glass up to the door to see if we could hear breathing. It didn't really work that well. Seriously, we actually relied heavily on audio monitoring to monitor Oliver, and it was nerve-wracking to hear noises coming from his room and not to be able to visually see what was going on. And I actually considered myself a pretty chill guy before that. But here's a shocker. Parenting will change you. Hey, I'm John from Fathercraft, where we review baby and kid gear and have online courses for new and expecting parents to help make this parenting thing just a little bit easier. So if you want more info, go ahead and check us out at fathercraft.com. All right, so this video is a little different. I wanted to make a video for moms and dads to be all about the crazy intense feelings you're going to feel in those first few weeks at home with your baby. So these are the 9 unexpected emotions you will experience as a new parent. So a lot of these are just personal anecdotes. Just because I experienced something doesn't mean that you will. This list is meant to be helpful and comforting, so if it's not, just ignore it. There's no such thing as perfect parenting. This video is also sponsored by Miku Baby Monitor, my pick for coolest tech in the baby monitor market. So stay tuned till the end of this video for a special offer for Miku. So starting off with number 1, frustration. I was not prepared for the level of frustration I felt with my first son, Oliver. He slept all of the time, and we would actually have to put ice cubes on those tiny little feet of his to try and wake him up, and even that didn't work all the time. So everything just seemed off, and it was one of those things I couldn't prepare myself for. You know, you prepare for being tired all the time and for your life to change drastically, but it's really hard to prepare for that feeling of, this isn't going how I thought it would, and I don't know why, and I can't control it. And if you have control issues, kind of like I do, maybe start talking to a therapist about that now, so you can prepare for it in the future. All right, moving on to emotion number 2, and it was kind of a surprising emotion for me, and that's helplessness. For my brother-in-law, Paul, who I co-founded Fathercraft with, this feeling started from the very beginning when his wife, Jamie, was in labor. And then it continued on and off through those first months at home with his daughter, Kinsey. When you're standing there holding your baby, trying to get her to stop crying, and she's screaming her head off and you can't make it stop, you will feel helpless. You know, there are these techniques and all of these things that you learned and been told to do, but your baby is just simply pissed off and you can't fix it. So get ready to feel like this doesn't feel normal, like you're caught in this perpetual cycle where you feel like you have no control over anything. But I promise you, it is normal. All right, emotion number 3, fear. Quite simply, you're just constantly afraid of something going wrong. This starts with a drive home from the hospital. So I don't know if you know this, but newborns are super tiny. I remember Oliver was the size of his lovey we got for him, and it was kind of scary looking at how small he was. You think this thing is just super fragile, like how do you even change a diaper or put clothes on him? You feel like you're going to break your baby, or at least I did. Even at the hospital, you know, although the nurses were extremely incredible and amazing, but I remember watching them and thinking they should be way more gentle, like, hey, that's my baby you're roughing around over there. It's kind of like that feeling when the vet drags your dog off to the exam room. You know they know what they're doing, but it doesn't make it any less hard to watch. All right, number 4 is kind of an obvious one, but it still surprised me, and that's the immediate connection and depth of love you feel for your baby. Now, I wasn't prepared for this overwhelming sense of, this is the thing I care the most about in the world right now. So both of my sons are adopted, so I didn't have the usual bonding time of watching them grow during pregnancy. But I remember tearing up immediately when they rolled Oliver in and I saw him for the first time, like feeling like this is my baby. I wasn't surprised that I loved him, but I was surprised by how deep and immediate that love was. All right, emotion number 5. You will feel like you love your partner more or in a different way. When they become the mother of your child, there's a shift. You become a family together. The evolution or the intensity of the love you have for them feels different. I remember feeling like we are a team and we are inextricably and irrevocably linked by this baby now. And I think this is true whether you're a traditional heterosexual couple or not. The way you love your partner changes when you have a baby together. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by Miku Baby Monitors, and we've actually arranged a special offer for anyone watching this video. So head on over to mikucare.com/fathercraft for all the details. So I wanted to thank Miku again for sponsoring this video. They're actually my pick for coolest tech out of any baby monitor out there. One, because they can monitor breathing automatically without the use of any wearables, which is super cool. Their audio quality is amazing. Their speakers are amazing. The sleep analytics that they have is great. And I think Miku provides the most value long-term over any other baby monitor. So thanks again to Miku. All right, number 6, wonder. You will find your child totally fascinating, and sitting around watching your child will be interesting. Like I remember when my sister had her first child and thinking, well, what are we doing here? She's just laying there and not doing anything. This is This is boring. It's crazy how soon babies start to show personality. Before they can even speak, they assert themselves in these little ways. Like I said, newborns don't do much, but you will notice these little things that suggest they are tiny humans and that they have minds of their own. The reason you can't control babies is because they're people, and you can't control other people. Emotion number 7 is self-consciousness. And I felt surprisingly self-conscious in public as a new dad. I was worried about, are these people judging me? Are they annoyed? And especially if my baby was crying. You'll go to restaurants and think, am I going to be bothering people? And how quickly can we eat and get out of here? For me, as the white father of black sons, I have an extra layer of awareness and self-consciousness about this. Parenting doesn't happen in a vacuum. You want to show up and be present with your kids, but it's hard when you're constantly worried or feeling like you're being judged. Now, on the flip side, and this may seem like a bit of a flip-flop because it kind of is, number 8, you will feel a surprising lack of self-consciousness in private. You just become weird with babies. You'll do anything to make your baby laugh and to make them happy. You do voices and make noises, and you will wonder, when did I start doing this? Now, I had kids before Paul, and he used to say, I'm going to be using my normal voice when I talk to my babies. Well, you can kind of guess how that ended. He actually does more sounds and voices than I do now. All right, number 9, confidence. You'll be surprised how fast you go from, I've never held a baby before to, I've got this and I know how to do this. One day you think you're going to break your kid, and the next you're changing a diaper one-handed while you fold laundry with the other, and you're on a conference call via Zoom or whatever. You will feel like a pro faster than you think. And that's it. Now that you know what to expect, forget everything I just told you, because you will anyway, and you don't become a good parent by following how-to videos made by dads on YouTube. You become a good parent by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. Also by going to fathercraft.com/courses to check out Father's Ed. I'm just kidding. While those things may help, you're going to be great. Just remember, nothing will feel normal, and that's normal. Babies are weird, and you're going to turn weird too. So come on in, join the club. All right, people, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.